Wait, Matt, no!
What's good, YouTube? My name is Darryl Bowie, and today I am here to talk about junior varsity basketball teams at the NAIA collegiate level. Today, I am giving my knowledge or the information that I know about junior varsity teams at the NAIA level from my experience. Yes, I did play junior varsity basketball at one point in my career. I played at my second school for a little bit. From my experience playing junior varsity basketball at my last school, which was at HBCU, which wasn't well funded, low on money. I think they're fairly doing well now. It wasn't so great. Like I said, they weren't stable financially. That is not typical for a lot of NAIA schools because a lot of NAIA schools are funded well. They don't have as much money as, of course, NCAA D2 or D1 schools, but they are well funded for the most part. Further, with my experience, JV players at that school did not get the same gear or attention or film that players on the varsity level did at that school. My last school that I went to, where I was playing on the varsity team, JV players there were treated amazing. They got all the gear that we got. They traveled. They played schools outside the conference. They played other junior varsity or JV teams. They ate well. They ate before and after the games. They had a good schedule. I think the JV team at my last school, Ottawa University, they probably had something like 20 games or 20 plus games. Next, what I want to get into, I've gotten a lot of questions since I started this channel on, okay, I'm a freshman. What do you think I should do to get varsity minutes? I'm a freshman. I really want to play varsity, but the coach isn't really looking at me. I'm a freshman. I'm a sophomore. I think I'm better than the guy in front of me, which is a junior or senior. But the coach still isn't looking at me. How do I get more playing time? I'll be completely honest with you guys. You probably won't get that much playing time as a freshman or sophomore if you wasn't recruited, highly recruited into that college or university to play varsity. From what I understand, the JV programs are really for younger guys, such as freshmen and sophomores, to develop. That is basically your junior college years. Like I said, if you wasn't highly recruited into the program to be on varsity as a freshman or sophomore. Those first 2 years are treated as basically junior college years for those JV guys. Most of the time, a lot of JV teams actually are playing junior colleges, men's and women's side. Those first 2 years are developmental years to get you ready for the varsity level, which is your last 2 years. What I would have to say to a lot of freshmen who ask me those questions or sophomores who's asking me how to get more playing time, you can't worry about the guys that's in front of you. You can't worry about the junior that's in front of you that you know you're better than, or the senior that's in front of you that you know you're better than. The coach probably know you're better than them. Fans probably know you're better than them. The team probably know you're better than them. But that's not the point. The point is for you to develop under the system. Certain NAIA's teams, that's anywhere, even D1 colleges, they got certain systems that they like. One NAIA might run Princeton offense. One NAIA might run triangle offense. It just depends. And they want you to get to learn the offense better and know what that coach wants. At junior or senior, who you're better than as a freshman or sophomore, he may know the offense better. He may know exactly what the coach wants when he wants it, and a late shot clock play, early shot clock play, whether to push the ball or slow it down. That's what coaches want that freshman or sophomore to learn. Freshmen and sophomores shouldn't be too worried about varsity their freshman or sophomore year. Embrace those first 2 years. This is your time to really get a better understanding of the game and learn it at the collegiate level. Because like I said, all basketball at the college level, whether it's NAIA, JUCO, D3, D2, D1, it's all collegiate basketball. They all pretty much run the same system offensively and defensively. So embrace the learning aspect of the game. Because as I tell people size doesn't really matter. It does when it comes to recruiting, but when you get on the court, size doesn't really matter. It's a more of a mental game. I feel like the game of basketball is 80 to 85% mental. If you can outsmart your opponent, whether you're 6'5" or whether you're 5'10", 5'11", that's always gonna give you an advantage on the court. And so being a young guy, embrace the game, learn the game offensively and defensively, and at the same time, consistently be in the gym. Outwork those guys on varsity. Even my year of redshirting, so if you haven't watched my first video, I explained my story a little bit. I went to a junior college my freshman year. I went to an NAIA my sophomore year, played a little JV basketball there, transferred. Once I transferred from that JV team program in Alabama to Ottawa University in Kansas, I feel like my redshirt year, I really locked in on, okay, what could I be better at? So the practices that I was having, I was looking at it as like a game situation for me because I didn't have any games. So every day at practice, I feel like I was definitely working harder than any and everybody else. After practice, once everybody was gone, usually the girls would practice right after us or right before, but if they practiced after us, I would go get something to eat, wait around in my dorm or whatever, and then go right back to the gym once the girls were done. And I would be in the gym because I knew none of the other varsity guys would be in there. You know what I'm saying? It's about outworking the guy. I'm not saying watch the guys every move, the varsity guy who in front of you move or whatever. But if you see he not in the gym and you putting the work in the gym, it's gonna show and it's gonna pay off. Just stay in the gym, live in the gym, outwork the people in front of you. Another thing about NAIA junior varsity basketball that I have to talk about. I respect a lot of the NAIA coaches who treats the JV team like they're collegiate basketball players. I mean, because they are technically, like they still playing college basketball. They're playing against junior colleges and other JV teams. But I say this to say, and like I said, I'm gonna speak on my experience. My coach at Ottawa University, Coach Aaron Siebenthal, shout out to you. But if I'm lying, I'll find his phone number, I'll put it up. Or y'all can go email him or whatever. I've personally seen him deal with JV players who wouldn't get a lick of time at no other school, junior colleges, probably not even at any other JV teams. I'm talking about players that's really not even supposed to be playing basketball. They're just there to say that they're there, and their moms come to the games and take pictures of them because their baby's dressed up in a uniform in college. Coach Siebenthal dealing with those type of players get mad at him because they feel like they're not getting an equal opportunity to play, get minutes on the varsity team. Seeing that kind of turned me off from wanting to be a collegiate coach, especially if you had a long day. NAIA coaches, they also teach and they do other things during the day. So if you deal with all that during the day, teaching and going to meetings, and then you come to your varsity practice, you deal with varsity practice, and then you have a JV player come up to you and say, hey, coach, I want to ask you, why am I not getting any minutes on varsity, or what do I have to do to get on varsity? I don't know, man. Outwork the people on the JV team first, or show me you can score on somebody on the JV team before you can come talk to me about varsity, man. That's what really turned me off from coaching. Like I said, I respect those guys, but I've seen that on so many instances, or JV players saying, oh, hey, I'm better than that starting point guard that you got, coach, on the varsity level. I've seen that too many times. And like I said, a lot of guys, they see themselves doing something that they're actually not doing. I've seen it plenty of times. Shout out to those coaches who deal with that on a regular basis. Y'all are some very strong guys. So shout out to y'all, man. But that's another thing about JV programs at the NAIA level. They give players who wouldn't get recruited by nobody in the country an opportunity to come in and be a collegiate basketball player, get good gear, eat well, travel, get treated well at the right program with NAIA JV teams, man. So I don't like the complaining out of players, man. Just go in there and worry about yourself. If you worry about yourself and control what you can control, let the results fall where they may, man. You're going to have a great outcome, especially if you put in the work. And before I get out of here, man, finally, I want to say to all the freshmen and sophomores out there that's currently still playing on the JV team and haven't moved up, man, you're young, you got time. I know it seems like time is running short and time is running out. It's not. Just embrace it. Continue to work hard and grind every day, man. Those coaches got other stuff to deal with. They got games coming up, not to mention the COVID. So don't stress your head coach out on the varsity team, asking him when you're going to move up and why you're not getting time and coach don't like me. Yes, there are instances where coaches don't like players, but you gonna make a coach not like you if you keep asking him, hey, when I can practice with the varsity or move up. Man, just worry about you. Continue to grind, do what you do, man. And the coach is gonna find you. My coach at Ottawa University, he goes to JV basketball games and see who could potentially move up and start practicing with the varsity. That's gonna wrap this video up, man. If any NAIA JV players, freshmen, sophomores, or any NAIA players, period, have questions, man, don't hesitate to message me. I'm gonna put my Twitter and Instagram below. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all soon.
Wait, Matt, no.